Hello. Hope you are doing well. It's Hunter. Welcome back or welcome in. You know, the faster the world gets, the more benefit there is in slowing down. A few weeks ago, I was feeling extremely stressed and overwhelmed with work. And I realized that this was something that had been building up over time, and it was more of an emotional, internal gauge that was just being set off inside of me. And I eventually reached a breaking point where I became so negative that I had to make a choice. Like I kept making mistakes. I kept messing up, and I kept feeling like no matter what I did, no matter where my attention was, no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't stop messing up. But then I realized that this whole time I have simply just been moving too fast. And it led me down this rabbit hole of thinking like, wait a minute. Like this whole time I thought I had been doing really well and like trying so hard and like just emotionally exhaustion. I thought emotional exhaustion equaled that means you must be succeeding. That means you must be doing as well as you can do. And that the world should just accept if you're emotionally exhausted, that means I'm fine. But then reality hit me and that's not true. And the reality was a lot of these little mistakes I was making were just simple ones. It wasn't that it was complicated. It was more like, oh, I haven't been doing these things because they're so mundane that my brain just like didn't have enough dopamine, or like it convinced myself over time that if I just keep moving faster and faster and faster, that like I won't need to do these things, right? It's almost like an avoidance strategy in a weird way. But then I think about society as a whole, and it's like that's the trap we're all in. We all feel just constantly exhausted. We all feel like we're constantly burnt out and that there's nothing we can do. But I'm here to tell you, just slow down. Success is built by doing a bunch of ordinary, simple things for an extraordinary amount of time. We get so, and to be honest with you, I think part of the strategy of the system is to keep you emotionally burnt out and to keep you so on to the next thing that you don't have enough time to sit with yourself and ask the important questions. Like, God forbid somebody in our society sits down and asks themselves, why is so much of my personal worth tied to gaining money or gaining new things? If people stopped and asked questions like that, I think our whole system may fall apart. Because the reality is, we've only been told our value is tied to jobs and money and houses and all of these things. And for some reason, humans, like, we do this weird thing that instead of questioning it or saying, actually, I think my worth is because of this, this, and this, we just kind of take what the majority says as law. And there's science behind that. It doesn't mean you're a bad person or dumb or stupid or anything. It's actually just a psychologically protective mechanism. Because as, you know, ancient humans, if you were the one solo human over there, your chances of survival were like zero. But if you were within the group and you were able to stay in numbers, your chances of survival were much higher. So what's going on is completely natural. It's just not meshing with our modern world. And that's the issue with a lot of people are stuck in, is that they're caught up in this bubble and there's not enough attention being shown to it because the system of our modern world is going on and it's all about money and it's all about pushing what it wants in the now. And then we have our natural psychological human tendencies, and those things aren't always going to match up. It doesn't mean something's wrong with you. It doesn't mean you're bad. It doesn't mean you're broken. It doesn't mean you're behind. But sometimes you just need to take a breath and slow down. Focus on what you can focus on. Control what you can control, because the battle at the end of the day is a psychological battle that you must fight each day, not one big mountain that you're climbing over 10 years. Because when you think about this, if you think, I'm gonna go climb Mount Everest in 10 years, that seems impossible. Like, your brain can't even begin to understand how you would start doing that. But if you said, I'm gonna climb 100 feet every day for 10 years, well, eventually you're gonna reach the top of that mountain. And the whole time, nothing changed. The only thing that did was the way you perceived it. And right now you're perceiving your situation in a light that's not serving you. So slow down and ask yourself what you really want in this life, and go out and get a tiger. I love you.